And we'll start with what may have been the game of the year, and that is Utah coming back to beat Kansas State at home 51-47. My goodness, it was filled with referee controversies, 2-point conversions going the other way, and big plays all over the place. And the home team, which gave up almost 500 rushing yards to Kansas State, somehow ends up pulling out the win. Unbelievable. Now, let me just address it right out of the gates. Did K-State get hosed a couple of times by the officials? Yes. I know the illegal substitution is nagging at K-State fans. I know that the 2-point conversion, where K-State went for a 2-point conversion up 47-35, and it got returned for an interception, 99 yards, and Utah cut it from 47-35 to 47-37. I know that drives K-State fans nuts, and I get it. The flag that was thrown on the 2-point conversion that would have been defensive holding, that then was somehow magically picked up by the officials, still makes no sense to me, and somebody has to answer for that. I totally agree. Somebody has to answer for that. But K-State could not close the deal on the road. It's also that simple. If Utah went down on their final drive, kicked a field goal, and then won in overtime, I would have a lot more sympathy for the but the refs. But they scored 2 touchdowns on their final 2 drives, 70-plus yards on each drive with 6 minutes left in the game. I can't put that all on the officials. You've got to get a stop. And that KU defense, when it was in crunch time, could not get a stop. Whether it's Devin Dampier's big 59-yard run on that final drive to set up the game-winning touchdown, whatever it was, they couldn't stop it when it mattered most. And that's what ultimately came back to bite Kansas State. I mean, Joe Jackson piles up a K-State program record for a single game, 293 rushing yards. They rushed for 500 yards, and they can't win the game. We can talk about the refs all day, but at some point, you got to figure out how to close those things out, right? I mean, then that right there is what you have to look back on if you're a K-State fan. So that Utah team that played on Saturday is not a college football playoff worthy team. But because they won the game, they still can end up in a Big 12 championship game, and they still could end up in a college football playoff as well. The comeback does look pretty good for them. And K-State played more like the team we thought we were going to get the entire season. That's what they looked like. So this was still a team with a lot of talent. You saw a very emotional Chris Kleiman after the game, where he talked about wanting respect. He's hearing all the stuff about the coaching staff and the players throwing the towel in and quitting, and that's not true, and yada, yada, yada. And I respect all of what he's getting at there, but at the same time, the team is 5-6. There were Big 12 championship expectations this year, and they didn't come close to meeting them. And in fairness, there were injuries as well, right? He dealt with a lot of injuries. He dealt with Dylan Edwards basically walking away from the team. There were things that nobody could have predicted in Manhattan back in August. And they still had a lot of close games this season. But one or too many boneheaded plays has cost them a lot of games. The inability to get a stop has cost them throughout the season. I mean, you've seen this. Whether it's games against Arizona, against Baylor, against Utah yesterday. I mean, this is what has happened to this team. Iowa State, same thing, right? So it's been, unfortunately for them, a season that's been defined by the near misses or the inability to get that one stop when you need it. And that happened again on Saturday against Utah. And for the Utes, obviously, they stay in the college football playoff race. They stay in the Big 12 race. There are still things that they need to get help with. They have about a 26% chance of making the college football playoff now. It would have been 0.1% had they lost the game. So they were done, right? If they lost this game, they were out of the picture for the Big 12 and the playoff. They come back. They win it in impressive fashion. And Kyle Whittingham, he was emotional too after the game, which made me wonder, like, is he done after the season? It was strange. He was talking about his seniors, and maybe it was just the seniors getting him emotional. But I was surprised by that from Kyle Whittingham. Maybe I've not seen him enough in these post-game press conferences, but he got emotional as well. Chris Kleiman, we've seen him get emotional, but you saw Kyle Whittingham get emotional too, and that's why you just love college football. I mean, what these guys are playing for at this point in K-State's case isn't a whole lot, but these guys are up there. You got grown men on the verge of tears after a wild 51-47 game. That's why you love college football and makes it unlike any other sport out there. So congratulations, Utah. They stay in the mix. 51-47 win over the Kansas State Wildcats. I'm Pete Mundo on Heartland College Sports. Make sure that you are subscribed right now to the channel. We appreciate you being here covering the Big 12 Conference.